What if a handful of carefully chosen phrases, repeated with intention, could fundamentally rewire your perception and transform how you navigate life's inevitable difficulties? We often underestimate the power of our internal narrative, the silent, running commentary that shapes our reality. This internal dialogue can be our greatest source of strength or our most insidious saboteur. It constructs the very architecture of our character, moment by moment, thought by thought. The ancient Stoic philosophers, from the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius to the freed slave Epictetus, understood this profound psychological truth long before modern neuroscience confirmed it. They didn't just philosophize in the abstract, they practiced. They engaged in daily mental exercises, repeating specific principles to fortify their minds against chaos, anxiety, and the whims of fortune. Today, we will explore 6 foundational Stoic declarations. These are not mere positive affirmations to be chanted mindlessly. They are deep, philosophical principles to be contemplated, internalized, and used as a daily compass to navigate your life. By making these declarations to yourself each day, you will cultivate unwavering resilience, razor-sharp mental clarity, and a profound, unshakable inner tranquility that no external event can easily disrupt. This is the practice of building your inner citadel, brick by mental brick. Declaration 1. My mind commands my experience, not outside circumstances. Let's begin with the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, the fundamental principle that changes everything. The understanding that our experience of life is not dictated by what happens to us, but by how we interpret and respond to what happens. The Stoics drew a crucial distinction, famously articulated by Epictetus. Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are our opinions, our impulses, our desires, and our aversions, essentially, our judgments and voluntary actions. Outside our power are our body, our property, our reputation, our status, and the behavior of others. Most human suffering arises from a fundamental error. We desperately try to control what is not in our power, while neglecting the absolute sovereignty we possess over our own minds. We believe that a traffic jam makes us angry, that a critical comment makes us feel small, that a financial setback makes us anxious. But this is a misattribution. The external event is neutral. The emotion, the suffering, is generated by our judgment of that event. Consider a common scenario. You are cut off in traffic. The automatic, unconscious reaction for most is a surge of anger. The heart rate spikes, the hands grip the wheel, and expletives might fill the car. This reaction feels instantaneous and inevitable. But let's apply the Stoic pause. The event itself is simply one vehicle changing lanes abruptly in front of another. The judgment you apply is, this person is disrespectful. They are intentionally trying to inconvenience me. This is unacceptable. It is this judgment that fuels the anger. The Stoic would take a mental step back. They would recognize that the other driver's actions are outside their control. They might even consider that the driver is perhaps rushing to an emergency or simply made a careless mistake, as all humans do. The declaration, "My mind commands my experience, not outside circumstances," is your tool for this pause. It is the mental circuit breaker that stops the automatic emotional cascade. It returns agency to you. The daily practice. When you feel a negative emotion rising, frustration, anxiety, anger, pause and ask yourself these Stoic questions. What is the objective fact of this situation, stripped of my judgment? What judgment am I applying that is creating this emotional response? Is this judgment true? Is it helpful? How can I choose a different, more empowering judgment? This isn't about suppressing emotion. It's about inserting a space between stimulus and response, and in that space, exercising your power of choice. The traffic jam becomes an opportunity to practice patience. The critical comment becomes a chance to practice humility or to discern constructive feedback from mere noise. The financial setback becomes a lesson in resilience and a catalyst for creative problem-solving. By repeating this first declaration each morning, you set your intention for the day. You remind yourself that you are the commander of your inner world. Your peace is an internal state, not an external condition. No outside event, no person's opinion, no fluctuation of fortune can take it from you without your conscious consent. Declaration 2. The present contains everything real. Our minds are time travelers, but rarely for our benefit. We spend vast amounts of mental energy reliving past regrets, mistakes, and humiliations in an endless loop of if only. Simultaneously, we project ourselves into an uncertain future, weaving elaborate tapestries of worry about events that may never come to pass. In doing so, we commit a profound act of self-robbery. We sacrifice the only moment we ever truly possess, the present. Marcus Aurelius, while leading military campaigns and managing the vast Roman Empire, constantly reminded himself of this. He wrote, "Do not let the future disturb you. You will meet it with the same weapons of reason and character that today guard you against the present. And elsewhere, remember, matter, how tiny your share of it, time, how brief and fleeting your allotment of it." The declaration, "The present contains everything real," is an antidote to this temporal dissipation. It is a call to anchor your awareness in the here and now. The past is a memory, a story you tell yourself. The future is a fantasy, a projection of your hopes and fears. But this breath, this sensation, this moment of perception, this is reality. When you are with your family but your mind is at the office, you are not truly with your family. When you are working on a project but anxiously fantasizing about its success or failure, you are not fully engaged in the work itself. You are missing your own life. The daily practice. This declaration is a call to practice mindfulness, a concept the Stoics understood well. It's about engaging in what psychologists call flow states, where your attention is fully absorbed in the task at hand. Start small. When you drink your morning coffee, just drink the coffee. Notice the warmth of the cup, the aroma, the taste. When you walk, just walk. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the air on your skin. When someone is speaking to you, truly listen. Don't just formulate your response while they talk. This practice has a powerful side effect. It dramatically reduces anxiety. Anxiety cannot survive in the present moment. It feeds on the imaginary monsters of the future. By continually returning your focus to what is real and immediate, the task, the conversation, the sensation, you starve the anxiety of its fuel. This doesn't mean you shouldn't plan for the future. A Stoic plans diligently, but they plan in the present without becoming emotionally attached to the uncertain outcomes. They do their best with the information and resources available now, and they release their grip on the result. By declaring, "The present contains everything real," you reclaim the richness of your own experience. You find a profound sense of peace and engagement that is available nowhere else. Declaration 3. Difficulty and unease serve as, my instructor's modern culture is largely organized around the pursuit of comfort and the avoidance of pain. We seek the path of least resistance, the easy way out. The Stoics proposed a radical inversion of this paradigm. They suggested that we should not only expect difficulty, but welcome it as a necessary and valuable part of our development. They viewed challenges as the forge in which character is tempered. Just as a sword must be hammered and thrust into fire to gain strength and sharpness, the human spirit requires resistance to grow. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." And Epictetus, who endured a life of slavery and physical hardship, stated, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." The declaration, "Difficulty and unease serve as my instructors," reframes struggle from being something that happens to you to something that happens for you. It transforms you from a victim of circumstance into a student of life. Consider physical training. The burning sensation in your muscles during a workout is not a signal of destruction, but of growth. The body adapts to stress by becoming stronger. The mind operates on the same principle. The discomfort of waking up early to meditate or exercise builds discipline. The unease of having a difficult conversation builds courage and communication skills. The frustration of a complex problem at work builds patience and intellectual resilience. The daily practice. This declaration encourages the practice of voluntary discomfort, a key Stoic exercise. This doesn't mean seeking out masochistic extremes. It means occasionally choosing a slightly harder path to inoculate yourself against life's inevitable hardships. Take the colder shower. Walk instead of driving for short distances. Fast from social media for a day. Choose the healthy meal over the convenient, processed one. In each small act, you are sending a message to your subconscious: I am in charge. My comfort does not dictate my actions. I am stronger than my impulses. When an involuntary difficulty arises, a project fails, a relationship ends, an illness strikes you, meet it with this same mindset. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "What is this trying to teach me? How can this make me stronger, wiser, or more compassionate? What virtue can I practice?" Here, courage, patience, acceptance. This shift is transformative. It doesn't erase the pain, but it gives it meaning. It allows you to navigate hardship with dignity and purpose, emerging on the other side not broken, but fortified. Declaration 4. I anticipate nothing while valuing everything. A significant portion of our emotional suffering is self-inflicted, born from the gap between our expectations and reality. We build elaborate mental models of how our day should go, how people ought to behave, how life is supposed to be fair. When reality inevitably fails to conform to these blueprints, we experience frustration, disappointment, and resentment. The Stoics identified this attachment to expectations as a primary source of distress. Their solution was not to become cynical or pessimistic, but to practice a radical form of acceptance and gratitude. They aimed for a state of mind where they could appreciate what they had without feeling entitled to it. The declaration, I anticipate nothing while valuing everything, is the practical application of this wisdom. I anticipate nothing is the practice of amor fati, the love of one's fate. It means meeting each moment as it comes, without preloaded demands. You do your best, you act with virtue, but you release any attachment to a specific outcome. While valuing everything is the practice of active gratitude. It is the conscious recognition of the good that is already present, however small. Imagine you have plans with a friend who cancels at the last minute. The expectation-based reaction is disappointment and annoyance. They wasted my time. They don't respect me. The Stoic, having anticipated nothing, is unperturbed. They think, this is what has happened. Now how can I use this unexpected gift of time? Perhaps I can read that book, or go for a walk, or finally organize that closet. They value the newfound space in their schedule. The daily practice. Incorporate a gratitude reflection into your daily routine, perhaps in the evening. Instead of focusing on what went wrong or what you didn't get, consciously identify 3 specific things you can value from your day. It could be the taste of a good meal, the warmth of the sun, a moment of connection with a stranger, or simply the fact that you had a roof over your head. When you find yourself feeling upset, trace the feeling back to its source. You will almost always find a thwarted expectation. I expected my colleague to be competent, and they were not. I expected the traffic to be clear, and it was not. The moment you identify and release that expectation, the suffering loses its power. This declaration cultivates a profound sense of inner peace and abundance. You stop fighting with reality. You flow with it, appreciating the good, accepting the bad, and understanding that your peace is too valuable to be held hostage by conditions you cannot control. Declaration 5. All conditions prove transient impermanence is the fundamental law of the universe. Everything is in a state of flux. Seasons change, civilizations rise and fall, emotions ebb and flow, and our very bodies are constantly renewing and decaying. Yet, we live much of our lives in resistance to this basic truth. We cling fiercely to pleasant moments, desperate to make them last, and we resist unpleasant ones, believing they will never end. The Stoics practiced a mindful detachment, reminding themselves constantly of the fleeting nature of all things. This was not a morbid fixation, but a liberating perspective. The phrase, "This too shall pass," is a quintessentially Stoic idea. Understanding that no state is permanent frees you from the tyranny of both euphoria and despair. When you are in the depths of sorrow or pain, the declaration, "All conditions prove transient," is a lifeline. It reminds you that your current suffering is not your permanent reality. It will change, it will pass, and you have the capacity to endure until it does. This knowledge alone builds immense resilience. Conversely, when you are experiencing great joy and success, the same declaration serves as a grounding wire. It prevents arrogance and hubris. It reminds you to appreciate the moment fully precisely because it is temporary, and to not become attached to circumstances that are destined to change. The daily practice. Use this declaration as a mantra during both high and low points. In moments of stress, breathe and repeat, "This is temporary. I have endured before, and I will endure now." In moments of joy, pause and consciously savor the experience, acknowledging its beautiful, fleeting nature. The practice of negative visualization, premeditatio malorum, is also relevant here. Briefly contemplating the potential loss of what you have, your health, your loved ones, your job, does not create fear. It generates a profound and active appreciation for them in the present moment. It makes you value what you have before you lose it. By internalizing the transient nature of all things, you learn to hold life more lightly. You engage with passion and virtue, but you do not clutch. You become like a sailor who understands the sea is always changing and therefore remains adaptable, resilient, and free from the shock of every new wave. Declaration 6. Memento mori. My days remain numbered. This is perhaps the most potent and misunderstood of all Stoic practices. Memento mori. Remember, you must die. At first glance, it appears morbid or pessimistic, but for the Stoic, it was the ultimate tool for creating a life of purpose, urgency, and vitality. The remembrance of death is not a call to live in fear, but a powerful incentive to live well. It is the lens that brings life into sharp focus. When you genuinely internalize that your time is limited and profoundly precious, it instantly clarifies your priorities. Trivialities fall away. Petty grievances, procrastination, and the thirst for superficial validation are revealed as the foolish wastes of a finite resource that they are. Seneca put it bluntly, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." We delay our dreams, we tolerate toxic relationships, we spend our days on distractions, operating under the unspoken assumption that we have an endless supply of tomorrows. Memento mori shatters that illusion. The declaration, "My days remain numbered, therefore I shall ensure they hold meaning," is the active, empowered response to this remembrance. The daily practice. Let this be a gentle daily meditation, not a source of anxiety. Each morning, you might take a moment to reflect, could this be my last day? If so, how would I want to live it? What would I prioritize? How would I treat the people I love? What would I let go of? This is not about creating a bucket list of hedonistic experiences. It's about aligning your daily actions with your deepest values. It asks the fundamental question, am I spending my life, my one and only life, on what truly matters? This practice infuses your days with intentionality. It gives you the courage to have that difficult conversation, to start that business, to forgive that old wound, to tell someone you love them. It makes you a better steward of your time, your energy, and your attention. When you remember that you will die, you begin to truly live. You stop postponing your happiness and your virtue. You understand that the point is not to live forever, but to create something with your time that is worthy of eternity. These 6 declarations are not a checklist to be completed, but a compass to be consulted daily. They are the pillars of the Stoic mindset, a philosophy not of passive resignation, but of active, virtuous engagement with the world. My mind commands my experience. The present contains everything real. Difficulty serves as my instructor. I anticipate nothing while valuing everything. All conditions prove transient. My days remain numbered. Consistency is the crucible where philosophy transforms into lived wisdom. Repeat these principles, write them down, contemplate them in the morning, and review them at night. Wrestle with their meaning. Apply them to the small irritations and the great challenges alike. Watch, over time, as your mental framework strengthens. Observe how you become less reactive, more centered, and more resilient. You will find that you are no longer a leaf tossed in the wind of circumstance, but the steady tree that stands firm through every season. Your inner dialogue builds the architecture of your character. Let these 6 declarations be the blueprint for a life of strength, peace, and purpose. If this perspective resonates with you, if you feel called to build this unshakable core within yourself, then please like this video. It genuinely supports our channel, Stoic Mindset Mastery, in sharing this vital wisdom with others who need to hear it. I am deeply curious to know which of these 6 declarations landed most powerfully with you today. Which one will you take and apply immediately in your own life? Share your insight in the comments below. Your reflections create a community of learning and growth that benefits everyone. Thank you for watching. Remember, the goal is not to have a trouble-free life, but to have a trouble-proof mind. Stay disciplined, stay resilient, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you in our next video.